Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. My invaluable assistant. Of or relating to a person who is subordinate to another. A person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. They hired additional help to finish the work. A means of serving. There's no help for it. Improve the condition of. These pills will help the patient. Give help or assistance. Be of service. Everyone helped out during the earthquake. A person or thing that is a resource that helps make something easier or possible to do. The activity of contributing to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. Offered his help in unloading. Abstain from doing. Always used with a negative. I can't help myself. I have to smoke. Be of use. This will help to prevent accidents. Help to some food. Help with food or drink. I served him 3 times, and after that he helped himself. Take or use. She helped herself to some of the office supplies. Contribute to the furtherance of. This money will help the development of literacy in developing countries. Improve. Change for the better. New slipcovers will help the old living room furniture. A person who helps people or institutions, especially with financial help. A person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. A person who contributes to the fulfillment of a need or furtherance of an effort or purpose. A support for the genitals worn by men engaging in strenuous exercise. A person who backs a politician or a team, etc. All their supporters came out for the game. Someone who supports or champions something. A band, usually elastic, worn around the leg to hold up a stocking, or around the arm to hold up a sleeve. Furnishing added support. Of or relating to a person who is subordinate to another. A construction that can be used to extend the meaning of a word or phrase but is not one of the main constituents of a sentence. A person who is an assistant or subordinate to another. Something added to another thing but not an essential part of it. Occurring at a relatively low altitude. A low-level strafing run. Lower in rank or importance. At a low level in rank or importance. A low-level job. Not intense. Low-level radiation. Of a clause, unable to stand alone syntactically as a complete sentence. A subordinate, or dependent, clause functions as a noun or adjective or adverb within a sentence. A word that is more specific than a given word. Make subordinate, dependent, or subservient. Our wishes have to be subordinated to that of our ruler. An assistant subject to the authority or control of another. Lower in rank or importance. Rank or order is less important or consider of less value. Art is sometimes subordinated to science in these schools. Subject or submissive to authority or the control of another. A subordinate kingdom. A member of the working class, not necessarily employed. Workers of the world, unite. A person who acts and gets things done. He's a miracle worker. A person who works at a specific occupation. He is a good worker. Sterile member of a colony of social insects that forages for food and cares for the larva. A wardrobe assistant for an actor. An officer who acts as military assistant to a more senior officer. Someone who acts as assistant. Someone who waits on or attends to the needs of another. A person who is present and participates in a meeting. Occurring with or following as a consequence. An excessive growth of bureaucracy, with attendant problems. An event or situation that happens at the same time as or in connection with another. Being present, at a meeting or event, etc. Attendant members of the congregation. Someone who waits on or attends to the needs of another. A person who is present and participates in a meeting. He was a regular attender at department meetings. Someone who listens attentively. Functioning in a supporting capacity. The main library and its auxiliary branches. Someone who acts as assistant. Furnishing added support. The mind and emotions are auxiliary to each other. Baseball. A boy who takes care of bats and other baseball equipment. An assistant, often the father of the soon-to-be-born child, who provides support for a woman in labor by encouraging her to use techniques learned in childbirth preparation classes. A person used by another to gain an end. A hitch in the middle of rope that has two eyes into which tackle can be hooked. The most helpful assistant. An assistant to a bishop. A person who joins with another in carrying out some plan, especially an unethical or illegal plan. Form a group or unite. United in a confederacy or league. Someone who assists in a plot. A supporter of the Confederate States of America. Form a confederation with, of nations. Of or having to do with the Southern Confederacy during the American Civil War. An assistant to a dentist. An assistant with power to act when his superior is absent. A person appointed to represent or act on behalf of others. Someone authorized to exercise the powers of sheriff in emergencies. A member of the lower chamber of a legislative assembly, such as in France. An assistant, often the father of the soon-to-be-born child, who provides support for a woman in labor by encouraging her to use techniques learned in childbirth preparation classes. Furniture with drawers for keeping clothes. Low table with mirror or mirrors where one sits while dressing or applying makeup. A wardrobe assistant for an actor. A cabinet with shelves. A person who dresses in a particular way. She's an elegant dresser. One whose job it is to execute unpleasant tasks for a superior. Someone who plans social events as a profession, usually for government or corporate officials. Someone who makes progress easier. A woman who wears clothes to display fashions. A woman who sells flowers in the street. A young girl who carries flowers in a wedding procession. An assistant subject to the authority or control of another. Fights on foot with small arms. A female assistant who has a range of duties. One whose job it is to execute unpleasant tasks for a superior. A professional killer.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.